Hi, third grade. I'm going to show you how to print your leaves now using a stamping technique. We're going to use ink, and to practice we're going to start with black ink, but for the project we'll be able to use lots of different colors. I'm going to show you how to use this. It's called a brayer. It's like a fancy rolling tool or roller. We call it a brayer. And your messy mat and station should be set up like this. So I have two messy mats that are kind of overlapping and they give me a large space to work. And I have room for two styrofoam trays. I have my leaf of choice sitting here. And this station I can share with a neighbor. So I'm going to print on this side and then my neighbor can print and put their paper on the right side here. So I'm going to show you a couple tricks. First of all, you can't see me, but I'm standing. When you print, standing is really, really helpful. Also, you can't see, but I'm wearing an art shirt, and that is going to be something I require of you during this project because ink is not permanent, but it tends to travel. So if you get it on your finger, then it all of a sudden gets on your leg and on your face, and it can get really messy. When you have your station set up, I will put a little line of ink at the top of your ink plate, which is this styrofoam tray. You can keep your roller on the ink plate, and then you have your leaf on the clean plate or the plate that doesn't have all the ink. And I'm going to write my name on this yellow paper, and I'm going to practice stamping my leaf twice to see if I can get a good two leaves, a pair of them. And I'm going to put my pencil away because I don't want to get ink on it. So I'm putting that back in the cup. When you pull the ink down on your tray, you're dipping your roller in, and then you're going to roll it up and down first in a small rectangle. This is about the size of a deck of cards. And the rectangle, first I'm going up and down to kind of create that rectangle, and then I'm going to go side to side. And we're listening for a sound that sounds like sizzling bacon. So I'm going to just lift it up and go left to right now. I'm not putting ink all over my tray because that would be wasteful. I'm just staying in this tiny rectangle. And my goal is to coat the entire roller, but also listening for the bacon sizzle. So I'm kind of listening. You hear it now? It's quiet, but it is sizzly. And that means the ink is ready. It's a good consistency and it's coating my roller. So now I'm going to roll the ink onto the leaf, and I can change directions so that I get the ink in all the little cracks and crevices between the veins of the leaf, down the stem of the leaf, up to the top. If this happens where you go oops and you make a mark, not a big deal. It's going to happen probably. And I'm going back and forth trying to coat it completely and evenly. Okay, now my partner is waiting patiently for me so that they can print in a little bit. We leave the leaf on the tray. We don't try to pick up the leaf and stamp it and bring it over to our paper. We actually bring the paper to the leaf, okay? So bring the paper to the leaf. We don't try to pick this up. I'm gonna try and fit two here, so I need to plan. I'm gonna put my first leaf print right on the edge here. Once it's down, don't move your paper because it's gonna smear the leaf. I'm gonna rub and kind of press firmly. I can almost see the outline of my leaf now, and I can definitely feel it with my fingers. I'm going down the stem and I'm pressing. Usually our first print tends to be dry, so when you pull the print up, it might feel a little dry, and that's okay, that's very normal. Your second print will most likely be better. But let's see what this looks like. This is called pulling the print. I'm gonna peel it back. Okay, so it's actually dry in the middle, but it's a little juicy on the veins here. You might be able to see that. I'm gonna try it a second time and then print my second one in this space. So I have to get fresh ink. My partner could be printing while I'm rubbing. My partner could be freshening up the ink and getting it ready for themselves. Okay, now I'm gonna go again. I have to get fresh ink on my leaf. That sizzly sound is excellent. Means the ink is nice and sticky. And then I rest my brayer down here. I don't want to have it on this one because I'm trying to keep this space as clean as possible. And then I know I can fit my leaf right there, so I'm going to flip it. Remember, we're not carrying our wet leaf, we're placing the paper on top of the leaf. And I'm pressing, rubbing, and not moving the paper because remember, once it's down, it needs to stay in its spot, otherwise it'll be smeary print. Pressing, pressing, pressing. I don't have to press hard, I just need to make sure it stays in place. And then I'm pulling it up. All right, that one looks more interesting. It's got some veins showing up a little bit better. Still not my best print that I've ever done, but I'm guessing if I tried it a third time or maybe a fourth time, it'll start to get better. So I'm learning as I'm going and I'm practicing today.